Ultimately, I should be the last thing that I'm focused on. I really need to be able to react to anything. When I'm concentrating and paying attention to what's happening around me, a couple really powerful things can come out of that. First, you're able to make good musical decisions. You can respond to dynamics. Should I be on the ride cymbal? Should I be on the hi-hat? What's going on with the singer or the soloist? Have they brought things way back? Have they pushed things further than usual? Is there a new energy that I need to be able to respond to? Did something different happen in the arrangement? When I'm paying attention to what's happening around me and I've got my stuff together so I can groove and make everything feel good, I can respond to those things, and what happens is people think you're a mind reader. I've had people turn around and say to me, "How did you even know I was going to do that?" And it's just, I'm not a mind reader. I was just paying attention. The other thing that happens when you're paying attention and you're concentrating is that amazing musical moments can come to pass. And this, I can promise you, these are the kind of things that transcend any sort of technical playing of music. Take a moment to think about some music that has moved you or continues to move you every time you hear it. The hair on your neck comes up, a memory gets brought up, maybe there's an emotional response in there somewhere. It's powerful stuff, right? Well, you could be the drummer in the band and have that experience in real time with other musicians around you. And then you could transmit that experience to others the way that you heard it. I remember the very first time I had that experience. I was playing in an African highlife band called Bantuku. Check out this photo from the gig. The trumpet player was playing a solo and he was building this thing up, and we were playing and building this thing up and building this up. Bam! And we came out on the downbeat. I mean, like the surge of adrenaline that went up my spine and my brain was insane. And it was as if it all launched out and the whole room went, just like that. I mean, I remember it clear as day. It was one of the most powerful things that ever happened to me, and I have been trying to get that back every time I play ever since that day. Other decisions we have to make are a little bit more mechanical. Sometimes you get misinformation on accident. Someone tells you the wrong thing. Happens. Sometimes people tell you the wrong thing on purpose. They try to vibe you out or they're testing you. It's kind of a drag, but it does happen. I need to be ready for that. I was actually playing a gig one time with a well-known Chicago blues artist, and we got up on the bandstand to play. I was covering the gig last minute. And we got up on the bandstand to play, and the guitar player, who wouldn't really talk to me, said, "Hey, this first song is a Latin." And I was like, "Okay." And I was like, "Really? It's a Latin?" And so the band leader started into a complete shuffle. And I looked at him like, "Nah, okay, I see you. I see you." It happens sometimes. And if I was thinking Latin and I wasn't able to make a new decision and go, "There's no possible way that I'm going to play a Latin beat over this. It's a straight ahead shuffle," I would have been in a real jam and I would look like a real ding dong. So, fortunately, I was able to catch it. I made the good decision. We played the set, all was good. And I guess I passed the test, because when we took the first break, he came up to me and he said, "You're a good musician." And that's not because I'm the super greatest musician in the world, but it is because I know how to make good decisions. At the highest level of playing, very little is discussed. Everybody knows that the people there are capable of making good decisions and they trust them to do that. I go to a lot of gigs where no one really says anything. We sit down, we play the music, everybody's making good decisions, everybody goes home. That's really ultimately at the highest level the way people like it. So you don't even really have to communicate that much verbally if you know how to make those good decisions. If you can do that, you're going to get the call back. The other important decision is, how do you want to sound on the drums? What's the musical statement you want to make with your playing? I spent years learning different styles and kind of being a chameleon. I didn't know if I had a sound, but I did. I was certainly influenced by great drummers, but also by bass players, piano players, guitar players, singers, horn players, and composers that I work with and listen to. But be cautious. There are some amazing drummers on places like YouTube. The problem is, if we all listen to the same 10 drummers, we'll all sound the same. I encourage you to explore. Seek out new music, drummers, but also singers and bass players, veteran players, and the up-and-coming. Go see live music. Some of my biggest influences were musicians from my hometown. But I also look outside of music. Art, museums, writers and movie makers, scientists, and my favorite place, the great outdoors. Hiking in the mountains has had a powerful influence on me, and therefore, my music. All these elements shape us and help us to find our own unique voice. I'm not going to lie to you, it takes some effort. But as the great Miles Davis once said, man, sometimes it takes a long time to sound like yourself. I have found this search extremely rewarding and worthwhile. You're the only one who can sound like you, and you get to decide what that is.